Sometimes life can hit you below the belt, and each of us defend ourselves from such blows in our own fashion. In the case of Juli Giner, before becoming European Super-featherweight Champion, he had to take the hardest decision of his life at precisely the worst moment.
It all came from a motorbike accident I had when I was younger and living a bit of a wild life. I wasn't doing any sport, I was going out to clubs. I'd got in with a bad crowd and it all came down to that. When I recovered from the accident, I decided to start practicing sport, and a friend of mine suggested boxing. I wasn't into boxing, I'd never even seen a fight. Boxing has made me see what life is all about. It's not all about going out and having a good time. You have to work hard to achieve your goals. And boxing makes you humble. It gives you respect, you value everyone, learn something new every day, and it gave me values I didn't have.
The 10th of November 2015 will always be a special date for Juli. After months of hard work and sacrifice, he achieved his goal, becoming European Super-featherweight Champion by overcoming the previously unbeaten French fighter Romain Jacob in 8 rounds.
I was euphoric because I'd had to make so many sacrifices, fighting all my life for something like this. The explosion of feelings I had, you just couldn't buy. It was ecstasy, seeing the joy of my trainers and teams, something so important. It's like playing for Barca and winning the Champions League. It's the same, but I'm not given the same value as a footballer.
Apart from his passion for boxing, for years Juli Giner has been an enthusiastic follower of Football Club Barcelona. He's such a fan that when he fights, he even wears gloves in the famous blue and red of the club he supports.
Since I was young, my father had always supported Barca, and we used to watch the matches. The Champions League in '92 I watched live. That was huge. I've always supported Barca. I love going to the stadium to see them, and the way they play is spectacular. I see myself reflected in plenty of the players. The one I used to like the best was Pedro. He was a kid from an ordinary family. He was hard working on the pitch, and he always gave 100% in every training session. These days, I'm a big fan of Mascherano and Suarez, because I identify with them. They're warriors, fighters.
Boxing is still a little-known sport, and Juli believes that it requires values which can't be found in other sports.
I could tell you that football is more aggressive. There are fouls, players kick each other off the ball, and kids watching the match see all of that. In the stadium you hear insults. At a boxing match you never hear insults. There's too much respect for that. The fighters won't pull off anything behind the referee's back, and there's no hitting below the belt. But in football, Barca could be winning 5-0, for example. They score and still win 5-1. In boxing you can win every round on points, and then they land a killer punch and beat you by knockout.
The Rock is the nickname his colleagues at the gym have given him. Giner is ranked number 3 by the World Boxing Council, and next year he may get a shot at the super-featherweight world title. That's Juli's next challenge, because he wants to go down in the history of the sport.
I think I've got a chance, especially now that I dedicate myself 100% to boxing. I believe I can compete against anyone.